You said something also to me about when we were at Mass Appeal, I think like a couple of months ago, you were speaking to the crowd, and you
Yeah.
were like, "Yo, like people, like why isn't being healthy cool? Like you're like people don't look at it like people look at somebody
Yeah.
with a fresh outfit and Jordans like, yo, that's fresh.
Yeah.
Why isn't like, and especially, and I won't only say hip hop, but why like our
Just
generation,
in general in a generation. Like that is something that should be looked at as the coolest shit, because the key to everything, and especially like, people always ask me, yo, how did you kind of, break into fruits and veggies and being in the health? And like, honestly though, the answer is health is the gangsterest shit because it's survival. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything that's real, or anytime you've been in a real situation in your life that's kind of life threatening, the first thing on your mind is survival. Like, how do I survive? Like, how do I stay alive? How do I survive? So I think we're just adding a balance to just fruits and veggies is really mainly survival. Like, you know what I mean? So to me, that's the gangsterest shit you could do, to have that discipline and add that into your survival, because like a lot of us don't think about it, but if shit happened, like we live in New York City, and a lot of people live in big cities, and even if you don't live in a city, no matter where you at, just say some shit happened. You in your car, something happens, you on a bridge. How far can you walk if you got to get out your car? Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
That's survival. So I always think of survival terms. Like, if some shit happened and I couldn't eat for days, how many days is it gonna be before I break down and go crazy? Like, you know what I mean? So I think when you think of survival mode, it just kind of puts you to try to learn what's healthy for you, what's good for you, what's not good for you, because you're trying to survive. So for me, that's super gangster.
Sure. As being an artist, you're on the road a lot. And sometimes
Yeah.
I think when people are on the road, even like drivers, like I have a friend who's a truck driver, and he's like, yo, it's hard to eat healthy. I'm like, well, I mean, because he's driving late at night. I guess if he doesn't make it himself, it's hard to find spots.
Well, it's rough to follow a program. I'm not gonna. It's hard to do a lot of things in life. That shouldn't be a excuse, because it's hard to do a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed and go to work. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to just do a lot of shit. So I think it's kind of like finding your program and finding your way and putting your inner you, taking the inner you as serious as you take the outer you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody in this room, if I asked them, yo, did you take a shower? Did you like wash your body? Did you brush your teeth? You're gonna be like, hell yeah, hell fucking yeah, every day, couple times a day. That's what, you do that. Now, if I ask everybody in this room how often you clean your insides, like, it's like how you clean your insides if you don't know, like, you know what I mean? And then it's like, if you think about the bottom of your dishwasher disposal, the bottom of your, when you cleaning your sink or the stove and all that, when you cleaning that out, that gook is in your system. And if you ain't clean that, like, you wash your ass every day, you wash your private parts, your underarms, brush your teeth, you got to worry about cleansing the body too, the whole body. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying you got to be a health nut, a guru, a plant-based guy, a vegan, any of that. But you got to have some sort of balance and worry about that, because then there's people who, you got family members, brothers, sisters, siblings, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, brothers, and then the most important, children. So I feel like just saying, bring a little balance is a way to say, all right, let's equal this shit out. We know what we deal with on a day-to-day basis. We deal with lack of sleep. We drink. We smoke. Some of us sex excessively, work excessively, do a lot excessively. So with that kind of lifestyle, you got to have some sort of balance and some sort of way to slow yourself down and treat yourself okay, to say, all right, I'm doing bad to my body. Let me do good to my body. And that's where it really all starts. Like, you know what I mean? So I think we're thinking like that kind of brings a balance to what your everyday life and just to yourself somewhat. Like, you know what I mean?
I think you were ahead of the game, like you and the whole Juices for Life crew, because what was really like I still think it hasn't really hit, like the bubble hasn't popped. It's almost like dieting, going to the gym. So many people, like Weight Watchers, right?
Yeah.
All these things. So many people, like go to the gym and then fall off. But comes Monday, they're like, "Yo, I got to get back to the gym." Or you think about how people say, "I'm gonna start a diet," tomorrow. Or so juicing and living that green lifestyle and eating healthy is becoming what it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I feel like you guys were ahead of the game. Did you
Part of it, I feel like the hip hop culture, but I feel like just when you know something good, you're supposed to tell your brother. You're supposed to tell your sister. You're supposed to tell your family.